2021, week 29. Today I get to teach you something brand new, which is box and whisker plots. Your homework is all. We are preparing for this map test that's coming up, and maybe box and whiskers will be on it.
Wait, do I have to do it? Take the test?
Box and whisker plot. Depending on who you had as a math teacher in 6th grade, they might have shown you just a little bit of box and whiskers, or maybe not. We'll see. Now, before we get into box and whiskers, I'm actually going to pass out your map results from... Okay, so we're going to start map testing next Monday. Now, if you get higher than your last blue score, if you get higher, so this person, if he gets higher than, or she gets higher than 227, I will give them extra credit. Okay? So, if you try your best and you score higher, now you should score higher because I've taught you a lot of things this school year. If you get higher than your score, not your neighbor's score, not this person's score, your own score. If, Rolando, you score higher, I will give you extra credit. How much extra credit? Your score as an extra credit. So if this person scores a 230, then I will give them 230 points extra credit. Never say I don't give you extra credit. Here it is. So if you score higher than your own personal score, you'll get extra credit.
Even just 1 point over?
One more. 1 extra credit point. 1 point higher. You have to improve by at least 1 point.
I'm actually going to study you.
So, listen, you know how I told him to keep his notebook? I would go back, look at your notes. You know, everything I've taught you.
I can't understand my writing. I can tell.
Sounds like...
You write like...
Okay.
That's like an Egyptian.
All right. Okay, so that's that. Now, are there any kids who are left-handed in the class?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Here's what we're going to do.
You actually left-handed? Yeah, good.
Okay, everybody. Everybody needs to trace their left hand, like a turkey, like if we were in elementary school. So you're going to take a piece of paper in your notebook. Don't spread it out so much. There you go. Okay. Now, if you're left-handed, take your right hand, flip it over, and then you can trace.
I can't. No, I'm okay.
So everybody trace. Okay, so we're tracing. You're tracing your whole hand, kind of like elementary school style when we did the turkey.
Oh yeah. Brings back so many memories.
Is that a new one? I know. I was gonna say, do you even use it?
Oh yeah, I could use my notebook.
You have Gutierrez, right?
Yeah. We never use our notebook.
All right. I know. Armstrong does, but no. Okay. Okay, it's fine. It's beautiful. It's the best one I've seen today. All right. Now, looking at your left hand that we're recording, because this is math actually. Looking at your left hand, which of your fingers have the maximum amount of power, would you say?
The middle finger.
Thumb.
My thumb.
When you play Thumb Wars, you're playing it with your thumb. So the one that's like least likely to break, because it's very strong, is your thumb. So we're going to name that.
Somehow I fractured it last year with soccer.
Okay, we're going to call your thumb the maximum because it has maximum power. So in your thumb,
You can still break it, right?
yeah, of course. Okay, so your thumb is your maximum. Maximum power, maximum strength.
Wow.
Okay, of your fingers, which one has the least amount of power?
The middle. Pinky.
The pinky. That's the easiest one to break. Has okay. So we're gonna call that one your minimum because it has the minimum amount of power. Now your map scores, keep them because next week when you get your results, That's how you're going to prove to me that your score went up. You're going to show me this paper and go, Miss Somali, I went up. Give me extra credit. So minimum is your pinky because it has minimum power. Minimum. 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 I know, right? All right. All right. Stop. Now, Edward, turn around. Andrew. Okay. Which one is your middle finger? Roll middle, right? Middle? Okay. In math, what do we call the middle number? Median. So, my middle finger is called the median because it's in the middle. So, my middle finger is your median because it's in the middle. Middle finger, middle number. Middle finger, middle number. Make sense? Okay. Now, your ring finger and your pointer, the last two, have weird names. Of your left hand. It only works with your left hand. And then, so this one's called lower quartile, and this one's called upper quartile. I know, right? Like I said, these two have weird names. The other ones, Rolando, it makes sense. The names make sense. This one, the names do not make sense. Lower quartile, upper quartile. But by the end of the period, you'll start to slowly understand where we're going with this. All right. Minimum, lower quartile, medium, upper quartile, maximum. So, no power, maximum power. Minimal, middle finger, median. All right. Seriously, right? Okay. Now we're going to do a problem. Upper quartile, lower quartile. Okay. Number 1. In order to create a box and whisker plot, we need to put the numbers in order. We need to put the numbers in order. So to create a box and whisker plot, we need to put the numbers in order. Now, last week in Miss Means class, you guys created a line graph, right? Some of you did like a graph, right? And then you were supposed to plot the lines, right? Something like that. And then in elementary school, you did a graph that looked like, it's called a histogram, that had bar graphs. Do you guys remember that in elementary?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then she told me about it on Friday. Then in this class, we learned about a dot plot the other day, right? So this is another plot, okay? So we're going to put the numbers in order. Here are the numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Now, I have put the numbers in order for you from 2 to 18. But sometimes they don't give them to you in order, so that's your job to do. Here, I did it for us. So all the numbers from 2 to 18. Are they in order? Yes. Okay, step number 2. Step number 2. You're going to find the minimum, the maximum, and the median in this order. Okay? So we're going to identify the minimum, the maximum, and the median. I should spell that out. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Okay, minimum is my pinky finger. Does it have any power? No, it's the smallest one, right? So of these numbers, what do you think is the minimum?
2.
The 2, because the 2 is the smallest number. It has no power. Of these numbers, which one do you think is the one with the maximum power? 18. It's the biggest number, so it would be the biggest value. Now, how do I find median in data? Cross them out. Huh? I'm going to cross them out. So, front, back, keep going. Cross them out on your paper so you don't make a mistake.
I think I did it wrong.
Yep.
10?
Circle it.
It's 10.
Don't get this wrong because you try to do this in your head, okay? It's an easy question that you may get Might be the difference between going over your score or not. Okay, so minimum, smallest, maximum, biggest, median, middle. Okay, now step number 3 is your lower quartile section. I'm gonna say, hold on. Lower. What is quartile? Okay. Lower quartile, upper quartile. Weird names. Seems hard. Easiest thing in the world. Okay. Lower means bottom, right? The lower part. So lower quartile means the middle number of the lower part. Hold on, just stay with me. So what is in the middle of the lower part? Upper quartile is what's in the middle of the upper part. So your medium splits it in half. Lower, upper. So your lower quartile, what's in the middle here? Upper quartile, what's in the middle? So let's do it. Lower quartile. Cross them out. So I'm going to cross out the 2 and the 8. Oh, now I have 4 and 6. What's in the middle of $4 and $6? So in the middle of 4 and 6 is 5. Upper quartile is what's in the middle of the upper part. What's in the middle of the upper part?
15.
So front, back. Oh, we have 2. So what's in the middle of 14 and 16?
15.
Okay. Any of the math so far has been hard? Nope. I think the hardest part is the vocabulary. Okay, now we're actually going to create our box and whisker plot. We're going to leave some space. We're going to draw a horizontal line, pretty long. And we're going to count each line by 1. We're starting with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 20. All the way to 20. I was trying to figure out something. Okay, now we have our number line. A box and whisker plot always needs a number line. You are going to put a dot on these 5 numbers that we have. These 5 numbers, we're going to put a dot. So my first dot is 2. So I'm going to go to 2 on my number line. And right above the dot, or right above the line, I'm going to put a dot for 2. Check. 18. Go to 18. Put a dot. 10. Put a dot on 10. 5. Put a dot on 5. 15. Put a dot on 15. So how many dots should I have? 5. Because how many fingers do I have? 5. So each dot represents a finger. Each dot represents a finger. Now, how do I create a box and whisker plot? So I have my 5 dots. Now, I'm going to connect the first 2 with a line and the last 2 with the line. And then the center ones, I'm going to connect them with boxes. This is called a box and whiskers. So it's kind of like a cat. I have the boxes and the whiskers. So these are the whiskers and these are the boxes. This is called a box and whisker plot. It is a way to show data. So instead of writing all of these numbers down, they did it. This is the graph that represents that. Instead of doing a dot plot, this is the graph that represented. Okay, oh, I forgot to do two things. Okay, first thing. Each of these sections is worth 25%. Each of these sections is worth 25%. So write 25% in each section. Each of these sections is worth 25%. Median represents 50%. Makes sense? In the middle would be 50%. Okay, go back to your left hand. I forgot to write something there. Now, this is called lower quartile, but sometimes it's called the first quartile, and this one's your second quartile, and this one's your third quartile. So instead of calling it lower, they call it first. Instead of calling it median, they call it second. Instead of calling it upper, they call it third. It's the same thing. They just sometimes don't want to use the word lower. They'll call it first. Like on today's worksheet, they're going to call it first instead of lower. I personally like lower, but that's just me. All right. We're going to be jumping around in your packet, okay? We're going to go all out of order, and we're not doing everything. So take out the packet from Thursday. Thursday. Let's check attendance. Thursday was the 12th.
No.
Oh, nice, I found it.
Good.
Thought I threw it away. Oh,
No.
never mind.
I remember I told you we were going to use it forever.
I have it in my folder.
And then on Friday, we're going to be taking pictures of different pages. Okay? Yep.
Please tell me it's
Pero eso es al final, no día por día. El final, el viernes, voy a decir, oh, tómenle fotos al 5, al 7, al 8. Yep. Okay. Everybody turn to page 6. Daniel? Why not? You weren't absent. Marley was the only student absent that day. Huh? You left your what?
I swear I wasn't going to use it.
Page 6, Daniel and everybody. Everybody had it on Thursday. No one in first period. Please check.
No, wait, this is another packet. I didn't lose
There's
it.
so much stuff in the back there.
Okay. Wait.
How much paper is
Okay.
in the back there?
Everybody, page 6. We're going to go to number 2. We're going to go to number 2 on page 6. Okay, what's the first thing we have to do with these numbers? Put them in order. So right here, let's put them in order. What is the smallest number I see? 7. So I'm going to put 7, and then I'm going to cross it out so I don't write it again.
Miss, I don't think you're going to fit. If it's 7.
Oh, it will fit.
Okay.
What comes after 7?
9.
All right, keep going. Ok, Brenda, en orden, por favor. Síguele. If you skip a number, just squeeze it in. That's why we cross them out, so you keep track. Page 6.
So confused.
You should have 13 numbers when you finish. Put them in order. Like elementary school. We put these numbers in order from the smallest number to the biggest number. Alright. We're okay? So you put them in order. Now that you put them in order, you can definitely 100% tell me what's the minimum and what's the maximum. What's the minimum number? 7. Very good, Jaden. Minimum is the smallest number. What's our maximum? 34. Maximum is your biggest number. Okay? So smallest number is 7. The biggest number is 34. Okay. Now, here I have it. Andrew, stop staring at him. Q1 is lower quartile. Quartile 2 is median. And quartile 3 is upper. Okay? So lower quartile, median, upper quartile. All right. Which of these do I do first? You have to do median first. You have to do median first. You can't do lower and upper until you have median. So let's start crossing them out. Big, small. Circle the one in the middle. What's the number in the middle? 17. Now, your lower quartile. Your lower quartile is what's the middle number of the first part? What's the middle number of the first part? 7. But you know what? I really appreciate those kids who know he's immediately wrong. Because that means that you know what median is. If you can tell immediately that that answer doesn't make sense, that means you know it. Which, yep. All right. Front, back. Front, back. I have 2 numbers. What's in the middle of $11 and $12? So our lower quartile. Rolando, stop. Okay. Now, upper quartile. Cross out the upper half. Cross out the upper half. You should have 2 numbers in the middle. You should have 22 and 24. What's in the middle of $22 and $24? We okay? All right. Now, told you we're going to skip around. We're going to go page 4, number 2. Oh, wait, no, sorry. No hemos terminado. We haven't finished. We have to put these dots on this graph. We have to put these dots. So, put a dot on 7. 34. And where do you think 11.5 is? So you're going to put 5 dots. Box and whiskers. This last whisker, do you see how it's pretty long? Yeah. What does that mean? That means that there's a number that's really big, almost like an outlier. So the longer the whisker, the more it's spread out. There's a number that's really big compared to the other ones. So this would be spread out here. All right, so 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put these numbers on right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And we create a box and whisker plot. Now, to be honest with you, I think on the map or the SBAC, you don't have to create one, you have to read one. So it's already going to be creative. So for example, on page 4, do you see how they already created it for you? So you have to be able to read it. Okay, so Jacob, we're going to be on page 4, number 2. So everybody go to page 4, number 2. We're going to skip number 1 for a second. Okay. These are how many cell phones were sold. Okay? Now, before we start answering the question, your hand, your left hand is each of these dots. Each of these dots is my finger. So what is my first dot called? It's called my pinky. What do we call that one? What is it? Low. No. No. Nope. What is my pinky called? Minimum. Okay. Well, I didn't clearly hear that. Okay. Now what is my ring? What's my second dot called? Lower quartile. So LQ. What is my middle finger called? Median. What is my index finger called? Upper quartile. And what's my last one called? Maximum. It's good practice to name them again. So you start naming them, and then all of a sudden you memorize them. All right, now let's look at the questions they want us to answer. Write the median from the above given graph. So medium is your middle finger, so it would be the third dot. So what is the value of my median here? I'm going to draw a line going straight down to help you better see it. All right. So what is the median? 40. So that's it. That's all you have to do, 40. The hard part is memorizing the words. Okay, B. B says, what is the least number of smartphones distributed? Least number. What's another word for least? Minimum. So what would be the minimum amount of smartphones distributed? Let me draw a line. I agree, Jaden. 34. Okay, letter C. Write the third quartile. What's another word for third quartile? What's another word for third quartile? Upper quartile. Upper quartile. Upper quartile. So I'm going to go to upper quartile. I agree. So is it right on 48 or 49? It's in the middle. So what's in the middle of 48 and 49? 49.5. Nope. It would be 48. 49.5 would be over here. It's not over here. 48.5. Very good. All right, let's go back to number 1. Okay, name the dots. Before we answer any question, what's our first dot? Minimum. Good. Second dot. Good. Third dot. Median. Fourth. And the last one? Maximum. So we write it down to practice, so then on your test you have them memorized. All of a sudden you've been writing them down so much that they're just, you know. All right, here we go. First quartile. What's another word for first quartile? Lower quartile. So let me zoom it in and draw the line. What would be that number?
35.
Not 15 would be right there.
15.
Okay, what's the maximum? Maximum.
35.
Maximum. Huh? It's not the maximum on the number line. It's the maximum where the dot is. It's where the dots are. They go to 50, but you don't need 50. Yep, so 35. Median. What's the number in the middle? Let me draw it. I agree, because it's right after 20, but not. I appreciate the participation. Yeah, let me write that down.
Well, let's go.
All right. Page 5, the last one for today. Page 5. Okay, so Andrew, one last time. Can you name all the dots without looking? Can you name all the dots? Sin ver, pueden decirme qué significa cada punto. Mhm. Página 5, el siguiente. All right. Now, question. First quartile, also known as your lower quartile. Your lower quartile. Let me draw a line on your lower quartile. So, what is my lower quartile? I agree, 3.3. Ooh, range. We haven't talked about range. How do I find range with
Big minus small.
big minus small? But wait, we don't have big minus small on this paper. What do we have on this paper? Minimum and in your hand it would be this. On your pinky and thumb, that's your range. What's your maximum? What's the maximum? 4.7. What's the minimum?
3.
Yep. So my maximum is 4.7 minus my minimum is 3.0. So my maximum is 4.7. My minimum is 3. Yep. So I subtract this. What do I get? 1.7. Now, your third, Rolando, turn around. Your third quartile is your upper quartile. Your upper quartile. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to draw the line for you. What is my upper quartile value?
4.5.
I agree. 4.5. Whew. All right. Your job is not to lose this paper. Now,